The trial against the worst mass murder in Norway's peacetime history started on April 20. Anders Breivik's bomb attack in Oslo and the mass shooting on island of Utøya took the life of 77 people. I am asking myself what can lead somebody to such a horrible act? Firstly, I will describe the life of Anders Breivik, which might be the cause for his attacks. Then I will go on by explaining his motives and his possible punishment, and I will finish my speech with my opinion and comment on his acts. Most of my respondents know what happened on July 22nd the last year, but only half of them are familiar with the life of the killer Anders Breivik. In order to set them all into the picture, I will briefly summarize his life and his personality before I will start talking about the motives of his attacks. He was born on February 13, 1979. Unfortunately, his parents divorced when he was 1 year old. Breivik grew up only with his mother and half-sister in Oslo, and he visited his father regularly. During his teenage years, his behavior changed. The kind boy who used to stand up for the weak became a rebel who started listening hip-hop and spraying graffiti on walls. After having been arrested by the police, his father and close friends broke off the contact. When he was 16 years old, he started developing an interest in political issues and joined a political party for young people. Later on, as an adult, Breivik started working at the customer service department without anyone taking notice of his symptoms of a massive killer. Now, I would like to discuss causes of his attack, because only 4 of 10 my respondents are familiar with them. The main reason of his killing is surely his political view. Analysts characterize Breivik as a right-wing extremist with anti-Muslim views and a hater of Islam. He presented his thought in the manifesto called 2083, a European Declaration of Independence, which he sent to thousands of people a couple hours before attack. However, Breivik's lies offer other motives according to psychologists. Among them, they include his mental health, divorce of his parents, lost contact with his father and close friend in adolescent age, and unsuccessful love life. Trial started nine months after the mass attacks. He publicly confessed his attacks, but he still claims that he only defended himself. He talked about his horrible acts openly and in great detail without any sign of emotions. He also confessed that he had planned his attacks since 2002. However, Breivik underwent 2 examinations by forensic psychiatrists, but the result remained unclear. One diagnosis attests him paranoid schizophrenia, and the other claimed that Breivik was fully sane and thus fully responsible for his acts, with whose the most of my respondents agree. If Kurt indeed follows the first diagnosis, he will be sent into psychiatric hospital instead of prison. Today, we don't know in which correctional institution he will be placed, but the result will be brought up at the latest by July or August. In my opinion, although his childhood was probably not ideal, and psychologists may have detected abnormal mental health conditions, he is still fully responsible for his action because he had planned his attack for almost 10 years. He had no problem describing killing of teenagers, and the youngest victim was only 6 years old. He also picked the Labour Party's young camp on purpose, because his parents had always supported it. I think he should be sent to prison till the end of his life, and yet I don't know whether his punishment will be enough. The facts are clear. Andrej Breivik is a man who killed 77 people, out of the political reason. The trial which will decide about his punishment is being in process. It's up to the court and the judges to decide about the future, whether he will spend the rest of his life in prison or psychotic institution.